future's evolving. Diasporic futurism is the goddess. God the Father was a monster. Religions are a lie. Wake up. This is for you, Mahamati. And I know you know all of this already inside you. This is for the whole world to process. We are living the greatest genocide in all of existence in the present. The greatest mass extinction in 65 million years in history. And yet here we are. And all we need is unconditional amore. I am no Buddha, but I will answer your 108 questions truly. I am but an unruly anarchist student, and a tutor and a prof. And I watch you truly blossom. It's impossible to profit to you properly. All that guides me when I ponder your aura and mantras, from my heart to yours and beyond this, in all densities formless. All I could think of isn't even a small glimpse of what we are as kindred. You are my olden watcher, golden goddess, mestiza divina of regions beaming. I wrote you these scrolls while I was gleaning the scope of my own to honor your forms and all you evolve into, and tomorrow's beside me. At times are apart, but regardless we are always incomparable. Still at the ills of societies, we watch them and they couldn't stop us from what we've gotten involved in, like restoring Gaia's wild king. You are the island of immortal senses, vying in perceptions I couldn't honestly tell of. You are a legend to many, a lot more than a hero or heroine. Embers that friendly Gazas got lost in this toxic and morbid existence. This apocalypse is fading as quickly as zombies awaking to conscience and changing their morals and ethics. We are all getting sicker but shamanically better in the process. Time warping in an omnimorphic sense to avoid a million times what we could have gotten caught in villainous lies. And still I am trying to be me as Nemo, which is no one colder than a shogun or a cold sun. You are one of the boldest omens I've watched drifting across my optics, frosted and gifted with topics limitless in symbiotic synthesis. Goddess Ronin, I am always meant to be a prodigal prodigy misfit in lore that you offered in me as music. You are the muse that wooed and amused me, truly yet not truest, for it is all a perspective, from beauteous to dejected. We are all moods manifested from true nutrition, thoughts and projections like archonic deceptions that tricked and conned us into these awful limited centuries. Yet you are the farthest mystic when I saw you in futures foreign, from rifts of tomorrows divested from, since we left this hatred they pested us with to fade us. Yet we are exceptional aliens, as illegal as peoples they made to believe this, when colons were the only aliens to Inuits and soulful natives, Métis and the oldest and bravest odes of Gaelic throes from deities aboriginal that ailed from ghosts and were finally made to be golden again, to sail in spaceships in the abodes they gave us from zones of sapiens that loneliness forsake like horrors ancient. We were always made to solve and aid them, to resolve this as mates on the Nautilus across the quadrants of space and the cosmos, across the quadrants of space and the cosmos. And yet I am lost in thoughts of an awkward telepathy not chosen by me, or offered proper remedies for solace, though I have many regardless. I watch your eyes in visions of tomorrow, smiling like your island gazes as shimmering and silent as the reflections on ponds of waters. We walk across in winters that offer us all that we are in existence. I miss the times we all but existed, but not for sorrows, always blissful. I wish we could whisk off these horrors like shots of gin and whiskey by fires of our Odyssey's tales in the wilderness of Pender or Salt Spring or Haida Gwaii. I want to offer you and ink up more than is possible in a glimpse beyond this form that I'm caught in dejection. And I will proffer it to you, yes, to box with the caustic voodoos of Caucasus supremacy truly. To manque tant que je ne peux pas penser en tant de temps. Comment l'exprimer sans m'opprimer en sens ou me déprimer en transe. Et je me répète trop, je le sais, c'est un peu laid, ça manque de sentier. Je refais souvent les mêmes comme les mots de ces saoulants poèmes. Et pourtant mon engouement me lève quand tu me regardes et tu me prends dans tes bras, où je t'embrasse par mes gardes. Et on s'égare dans des bois et des endroits où les gens disent fais gaffe, c'est dangereux, mais on s'en fout un peu, non en fait. Je ne fais pas le pitre pour toi, notre amour est vrai. Et souvent tu me le rappelles quand je me gourre, je me fourvoie dans des mensonges, je sais. Mais vraiment tout ce que je le fais pour toi et nos enfants de mythe. Pour un futur meilleur pour tout le monde, ou du moins je l'espère de suite. Et l'espoir est à peu près tout ce qu'il nous reste, en plus de la compassion, de l'amour et de l'eau fraîche. Quand je tombe dans trop de bastons, où je surplombe les bastions d'une révolution des bas-fonds. Tu seras là toujours dans mon cœur et mon âme, oui. Dans chaque particule de mon corps, ton odeur, chaque microfraction de ma conscience t'honore. Assis on it, goddesses fostering more than we could have thought of possible to progress. Like dreams in our minds of the Venus Project, and scenes of sciences no longer fictional. Like the beings in our alliance is stronger than anything. There is no thing in existence that is my opus and mantra for you in its most hopeful and potent form. I am a joker at times, but far from the core of my mind still. My mind's ills are not what defines me as a scientist. You are the most gorgeous and timeless of all I could have formed thoughts of in Zion. Yet we vie for Zionists fall with this Sid I and L in their mindful forms, guided by foreigners and Mayan oracles. Israel is no longer as we thought it. There is naught to support them but the beauteous New Jerusalem, graffiti walled in with prophetesses, watching the downfall of tyrants and the rise of dreamers, fostering the lucidest views as beaming as the truths we construe and bleed for to honor the new schools of mutants. Feet forward we walk in green forests as Gaia's fruitful pupils, teaching those offspring they thought of as mindless and awkward in universe cities that tried to stop these improvements and threw us curses like optics imbued with technological blueprints and screens. We watched as servants of an apocalypse they thought up to try to murder us all, or watch us swallow their products of overlordian monsters trying to lie in their offerings, idolizing themselves in the process and hiding their guises as demiurgic like Yahweh or Allah, attempting to murder us all like the hides of porcines endorsed by their force-feeding or awkward breeding. They talked of as always beaming, yet they were not but devious, while their prophets were see-through and patriarchal deceivers. Also chopped wings from saurian phoenixes with hot sauces, while they talked to peoples of thoughts as toxic as what we saw them eating. Yet we are always vegan and ital, as anarchic as regents of all the tomorrows they couldn't possibly be in. I love you impossibly, Mahamati. Tú es la flora de vida suprema de todos mis libros y sueños en toda vida y todas tiempas. Tú es la flora de vida suprema de todos mis libros y sueños en toda vida y todas tiempas.